Hey everyone, I'm Maurits, Senior Product Manager at Mendix. In this video, we'll walk through how to get started building your own Studio Pro extensions with the Mendix Web Extensibility API. This is a practical guide that will take you from setup all the way to having your first extension running and ready to debug inside Mendix Studio Pro. Mendix Studio Pro can be extended using TypeScript and modern web technologies. By creating custom extensions, you can enhance your development environment to better suit your workflow. Today, I'll show you how to get your development environment set up and create your first extension using the official tools. Before you begin, make sure you have Studio Pro version 11.3 or higher installed, Visual Studio Code or a similar code editor installed, Node.js version 22 or higher, and either the Enable Extension Development feature flag enabled or the Extension Development mode turned on from your preferences inside Studio Pro. Once you have those, you're good to go. To start, we need to make sure that we have a new Mendix application ready to go. In this case, I've created a new app from the blank web app template. To make sure that we're in the extension developer mode, I can go ahead and click on the View menu, and then I should see an Extensions button over here. If I'm seeing that button, that means that the extensibility mode is turned on. Now let's go ahead and make sure that we also go to our app and click on Show App Directory in Explorer. We'll need to path to this later. With that all prepared, I can go ahead and go to my code editor. From here, there's one command that I'll need to execute to be able to set everything up. In this case, it's npm create @mendix/extension. If I press enter, it will actually go ahead and scaffold the entire extension for me after I answer a few questions. First question that it will ask me is to select the language to use for the extension. In this case, I'll want to use TypeScript. It will then also ask me for the name of the extension, which in this case I will call Demo Extension. It then also asks if I want to use React for UI development, and I'll say yes. And it then also asks me for the path to the Studio Pro executable. I can find that by going to my program files, Mendix directory, and then going to the version of Studio Pro that I have. From there I can then go to the modeler directory, and I can copy the path and paste the path in here. Lastly, it will ask me to use the path to the NPR file of the application used for extension development. For that, I can go back to my extension app and open up the folder that we opened earlier, copy that path, and make sure that I add the path directly to the NPR file in there as well, which in my case is called extensionapp.npr. It will then also ask me to select the right Mendix version for my extension, which in this case is Mendix 11. By answering all these questions, it's able to properly scaffold my entire extension and also make sure that it's set up for debugging and testing to give me the best developer experience possible. I can then go ahead and open up the folder, which in my case is located over here. And if I open that up, I'll see all the files that it scaffolded for me right here on the left-hand side. I can see several configuration files and an SRC folder. In that SRC folder, I'll have a main and a UI folder. And in the main folder, I'll have an index.ts file. If I open up that TypeScript file, I'll see my first bit of extensibility code. What this code actually does is first add a new menu item to the extensions menu. After that, open up a new tab, which shows me a bit of UI. And that UI I can find in the UI folder in the index.tsx file. That UI just contains a bit of text, and that's all there is to my extension. Now how do I go ahead and debug and be able to run this extension? Well, for that I can click on, go to my terminal, type npm install, and what it will then do is install all the required packages to be able to run my extension. From then I can go ahead and build my extension by typing npm run build, and then it builds my extension. And I'll be able to see that it built correctly because it created a dist folder which contains the build extension. Now because we gave the path to the NPR right at the beginning and scaffolded the extension, it already made sure that this build ended up in my app directory. So if I go to my extension app, I'll now see an extensions folder with my extension in there. If I didn't set up the scaffolding, I would need to copy that folder myself. Now let's go into our app and test out the extension. From here, I'll first need to click on App, synchronize app directory to make sure that the extension gets loaded. Once it's loaded, I'll have an extensions menu over here, and from there I can click on the Show Tab button. If I click on that button, it then loads my custom UI that we created with our scaffolded extension. And that's all there is to it to using the extensibility framework with Mendix Studio Pro. In conclusion, today you learned how to set up a Mendix app for extension development, how to scaffold a new Studio Pro extension using the official generator, and how to build, install, and debug your extension right inside Mendix Studio Pro via your code editor. If you have feedback or suggestions about extensibility, head to the documentation survey. We love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and happy building with the Studio Pro Extensibility API.